Good morning. How are you today? All right, stamping friends and scrapbook friends and using up our stash friends. I am so glad you're here, and I'm glad to be with you. And I know today's topic, you probably think it's a little bit early, but the thing is, when there's something, a designer series paper, this popular, then you have to go on and get it before it goes out of stock. So that's what we're doing, is we got it, and I am so excited about using it. So let me get this off there. So I wanted to share with you what I have done, because I always give my grandkids a Halloween treat. And I always send it to them maybe early to middle October, because I want it to get there before the hoopla of Halloween actually hits. So these are some of the treat containers that I found. And I played around with. This is your typical sour cream paper. But you know what? Sour cream container. But before we get into that, I want to show you this designer series paper. It is so cute and so much potential for this. So this is the package, of course. And it comes with 48 sheets of paper. So there's only 4 designs. Here are the designs. There's this one. Is that not cute? And then this pattern on the back. Is that not cute? Love that. And then there's this one, the little Frankenstein. Cute. And more of an orange on the back. There's this one. Who is this? The vampire, I guess. This is a vampire. And the black and white, which you know I love. And then the skeleton. So cute. And the black and white on the back. And so there's 12 of each of these. So if you prefer one over the other, you can make 12 treats. 12 treat containers out of that one design. All right. So let's look at, I made something with each one of these. These are your typical sour cream containers. And you just use your 6x6 paper. You fold it over, seal it, fold the top, hold the top one way, the bottom the other. And you'll want to seal the bottom off, and I used tear and tape, anything that's really strong. And I even had to use one of these and clip it down for a while to get it to really stay. So, you know, whatever you've got, whatever you need to use, I don't know about the Stamp and Seal Plus, that might work too. But then the design that I saw online did the top first. They sealed the top, and then they said, now don't seal the bottom until you put your goodies inside, then seal it. Well, I tried to think, now what can I do differently to make that easier? So I went ahead and sealed the bottom, and then I punched a hole in the top and put some ribbon through it. So it is ready for me to fill with whatever I want to fill it with. And then I will close it up like this. And I think that makes it easier for whoever you're giving it to. Well, now I can't get the ribbon through there. That makes it easier for whoever you're giving it to to get in without tearing the whole thing up. Let me use this. Since I don't have those lovely fingernails to poke it through, it's not going through. There. Yeah. Get it poked through. Put both of these through. Close it up. Now, I didn't have any small candies, and I wasn't going to go out and buy any right now. So, there's that one. So, those are your 2 sour cream container. This one is a typical box that has one end open. And I have the instructions for this if it's something you want to do. It's not that hard, but you have to use the instructions to do it. So, I used a black and white paper as my base, and I wrapped the, I used that as my wraparound, and then I just glued one of the fronts, so you could use any of them that you wanted to on it. But then with my candy, this is your, these are cinnamon candies. You could use hot tamales or any of the boxed candy. But I used a wide ribbon, and this is where I went back to my stash. I used a wide ribbon and wrapped it around and then sealed it off with, I think I used maybe the black ribbon first to seal it, to tie it off. And then I found some other ribbons, and I got out twine and used it to put my tag on. And the tag, I just cut from a piece of paper that for one of these, I don't remember if it probably was this one. I just saved my pieces, and then I cut a piece off for my tag and put a hole in the end and trim the corners and put one of the sentiments on it. So this way they can get their candy out easily when you use that. All right. And then this one is this one actually is 4 mini Hershey bars. And I sort of did the same thing, except I used tulle. I used that tulle ribbon. Let's see, here it is. This tulle ribbon to go around this so that I could pull it out. But there. Oh, I've got it stuck at the bottom now. There. For the tag, I just cut another piece of that off and used a sentiment and a little cutout, a die cut back, and some ribbon. Very easy to do. I wrapped it in a black and white, and I just looked through my stash and found some of the packages that have black and white. One of the current ones did, but the others are from previous designer series papers. And then I cut the front of this to fit. So easy to do. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a Hershey bar, because that's probably what I'll send. I don't think I want to make a box for everybody, although my kids love Swedish fish and hot tamales. And I guess I could do a sour cream container and put Swedish fish or pour it in there. I'll just have to decide what I'm going to do. But today we're going to do a Hershey bar. And it's very simple. I thought, we all want simple. These are the instructions. I'm going to move these out of the way. Here's my Hershey bar. So for the background designer series paper, well, for my spooky front, I chose this one. and I'll cut off most of the greenery. So I thought, okay, I'll use green for my wraparound. And it is 7 by 5.5. And I called it my background designer series paper. So I'm going to wrap it to here. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to pull it a little further. And you know what? I'm going to cut this off just a little bit. So maybe not 7, maybe 6 3/4. I'll change that. Let me see if how that wraps before I put my trimmer away. Oh, that's perfect. So 6 3/4. I'll change that right now. 6 3/4 inches. I'll put it over here too. All right. So I'm just going to put my adhesive on this place and yeah. Oops. Put a couple of rows of adhesive just so it'll stick. Here we go. And I want it to be, I didn't get that real even, did I? I want it to be even. All right, there we go. And you want it to slide in and out, but you don't want it to fall off. So, all right, and then 3 by 5 1/4 for your Spooktacular. So it needs to be 5 1/4, and I've already cut that. And then 3. So here is where, excuse me, you need to look at your 3 on here. And you need to make sure that you have plenty of the face. So it's actually 4 1/2 on one side. I'm going to put a little more. I can always come back. So I've got almost a little over 4 1/2. But what we want is 3. So there's my 3. And that's going to be just about perfect. Okay. There's my front. And this is going to wrap around just a little bit. Maybe I don't want it to wrap around quite that much. So maybe instead of 3, maybe it needs to be 2 3/4. Let's see. I did it with this one, and it's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to put 2 7/8 on each side. So it's going to come out 2 3/4. All right. There we go. It's even. And that's still So what did I say? 2 3/4. So we want it to be 2 1/2. So I'm going to put 2 5/8, and then 2 1/2. So this is going to be 2 1/2. I'll change this one. Is going to be 2 1/2 because I did it with this one, and you see it's wider. All right, we're working on this together, right? There we go. That's better. That's better. I want all the face. So I'm going to put this on. Now, let me get my silicone sheet out. It helps with my runner. And I'm going to put 2 rows of tape to make sure it stays down. And we don't have to do the ribbon on it yet. And I want more of the green at the top than the bottom. All right. And you know, if it doesn't want to stick, then go with 2 instead of 2 1/2. I just didn't want to lose too much of my face. All right. Yeah. Hopefully that'll work. That looks good, doesn't it? That looks good. All right. We can still pull it out. All right. Let's pull it out because now we're going to look at our ribbon. So what I'm going to use is the green tulle. And I've got 21 inches. You may be able to get by with less. I just wanted to make sure we had plenty. Pull it up a little bit. Up a little bit more. And now our ends are even. This tool sticks to its sides, sticks to itself, which is why it's great for gift wrap. And then I'm just going to use this. I had a little piece of this left over, and I don't even know where it came from, but I had a little piece, and I thought I'm going to use that. Now I'm going to wrap it around to the back. I'm going to wrap it around to the back and then tie it down. I'm kind of fluffing it out. Okay, we may trim it off. It may be a little bit too long. All right, get this tied in just a knot to hold the tulle ribbon on. Yeah. Okay, now I've cut some orange and some black and some black, and I'll put the twine on last. I definitely want this black ribbon, and this is actually new, Stampin' Up! Black. I like black. So this is just black ribbon. So I ordered it, and it's kind of a shiny, which I like. Alright. So I'm going to take this and probably tie it in a bow. And I think I'll pull this up. You know, you can do whatever you want with this. Whatever you want. Whatever you think looks good. Whatever matches you. So, gotta pull this around a little bit more. I didn't leave enough. Well, maybe if I do this side, then I'll have enough for a little bow. And I have to tell you, the carpal tunnel in my hand is getting worse. And so I'm having trouble feeling with these two fingers. So I'm thinking it's getting close to time to do something about it. I wasn't going to do something about it unless I had to. But I've noticed with my card making that I'm having a little more trouble. So we'll see. Does anybody else have carpal tunnel? I don't know what to do with it. All right, we got our bow. That looks good. I think I'll do an orange bow. And I don't know where I'll put it. I think I won't do a bow. I think I'll just tie it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And cut some of that off. Probably cut more of it off in a minute. But for right now, move that out of the way. Cut that off. Alright, and then this is where I'll tie my tag on. So I've got a couple of pieces here. I think I'll just use this. I'll get my trimmer. Trim it to about right there. And then this Boo to You, I've actually got two Boo to Yous. I've got one in the Bag of Bones, which is retired. And it's the smaller Boo to You, and I may have to use it since I cut my tag shorter than I intended to. So I think I will get the smaller Boo to You. And put this one back in my current Oh My Fright. Oh My Fright. And this one has, I liked having the spider web. I liked having the bats. And I liked having a happy Halloween. So, this one has the bigger Boo to You. So, I'll need to put that one back. No, I haven't taken it off yet. Put the bigger Boo to You back. Oh My Fright. And here are the dies. So I liked having the tree. And I liked having the die bats. And the moon. And the cloud. So there was a lot in this set that I felt like I could use. I don't do scary stuff. But, you know, you can lighten up scary stuff. All right. Boo to You. Right, straight. And there's my tag. I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole in the top. And I'm going to angle my corners just a little bit. Okay. Put the Boo to You on it. almost finished with this. Blue to you. And I'm going to use that bat die. It actually has 3 bats, and they're singularly cut. So you can see where I did that before. I'm going to do it again, and they're small. They're really small. So I'm just going to go over here. Cut out my 3 bats. So here they are. 1, 2, 3. They're easy to lose because they're just so small. All right, I'm going to put this back with my dies because I don't want to lose it. Oh, my fright dies. Isn't that tree awesome? See that tree? All right, get that back over here. Well, you know what I could do? I think it was here. There. Lots of cool dies with this little swirly thing. Lots of cool dies. And of course you can see I put my dies with my stamps. I like to have it all together. It's just easier for me. When I pull out one piece, I want the other piece too. I want to see what I've got. So that's how I do it. All right, put that back. Okay, I'm going to put one of these right here. And I'm going to, there. I'm going to put it right there. Use just a little bit of glue and it's going to hang off the edge. There we go. Save those for later if I don't lose them. And I'm going to use the black ribbon, the black twine for this. And I'm going to put the twine through my hole. Run my 2 pieces through that. And then all I have to do is tie it onto this. I'm going to do that and bring it around to the front. See that it's under everything and give it a tie. I could do a bow. I think I'll just let it be stringy. I like that stringy look. All right, we've got the main part here. Got these tucked behind. We're going to hope I don't break the candy trying to do this. Come on. Ah. The net is getting caught. Maybe it needs to be a little bit wider. Oh. a little bit. Just a little bit. Wait a minute. Don't catch yet. Okay. Hope that's wider. I think it is. Yeah. There we go. All right. And it's going to look like the stem. There we go. All right. What do you think? Lots of different ways to make treats for our kids, our class, our grandkids, our co-workers, at a family dinner. Lots of Halloween treats. I hope you've enjoyed this. I didn't look to see if anybody was on. So if you're watching, I hope you fell in love with this designer series paper like I did. And I think this is just one of the ways that it can be used. I'd love to hear how you found a use for it. So, thank you for watching. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and that way a lot of others have the opportunity to watch too. So, happy Halloween. It's not even September yet, is it? But it will get here fast. It will get here fast. And you can at least start planning ahead with something maybe that you want to do. All right. God bless. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you the second Thursday in September, which is actually the Thursday of the week of Labor Day, I think, because Labor Day comes late. And I think that means the second Thursday will be that week too. But go check your calendars. I'll put out a notice before I broadcast, and we'll have something else fun. It won't be Halloween. This was my Halloween. All right. Hi, Kay. Aren't they cute? I think they are too, and I love these faces. And I think there's got to be a lot of ways to use them. So you come up with them and let me know. All right. God bless. Bye-bye.